Hey everybody, welcome back and hope you're all doing good. This time I found myself heading towards Summerlin to take care of some errands. And then I remembered there was a restaurant in this area that I wanted to try. This is near Charleston and Rampart. This is in the northwest part of town near Summerlin. There was a restaurant that I've been hearing about and I've always wanted to go, but I live in Green Valley and I'm not in this part of town that often and it's kind of a drive for me. But the restaurant that I was planning to go to was in the middle of remodeling, so I wasn't able to eat there. So in the parking lot, I was thinking of where I should go to eat, and just a few doors to the left, I noticed there was an Italian restaurant. It's called North Italia. This is not located in a mega hotel, it's not the fanciest or the glitziest, but it's not a budget restaurant either. This place had a lively and energetic atmosphere. You can choose to eat outside or inside in their dining room. North Italia was pretty spacious and it seemed like a pretty good place to eat. Here's a couple of shots of their menu. If you're interested in the menu, you can pause the screen and have a look at some of the prices and some of the items that they have to offer. But no matter what the restaurant looks like, it's all about the food. Their appetizers on the menu are called small plates. I decided to try a few. These are the Italian meatballs. The meatballs come in a marinara sauce with polenta and some type of a cheese. Particular to northern Italy, it kind of resembles a Parmesan Reggiano cheese. The meatballs weren't spicy in particular, but the flavor was amazing. How can you go wrong with meatballs, marinara, and cheese? And a little bit of the polenta added a good compliment to the dish. And if you don't know what polenta is, it's a type of a cornmeal. It's used very commonly in northern Italy. It was a good start to the meal, and I ordered a couple of other appetizers, but I couldn't resist getting a pizza. This is the margherita pizza. And although this is a simple, basic pizza, it's one of my most favorite pizzas. And if you've been following my videos, you know that I have pizza cravings regularly. I recently did a deep dish pizza video on Giordano's. And although I love the deep dish pizza or stuffed pizza, I still love the New York style pizza, as I said in the video. The margherita pizza is very simple, but it's probably one of the most incredible flavors ever invented by man. Just tomato, mozzarella, basil, little olive oil, and a bubbly thin crust. The margherita pizza is one of my favorites. The size of the pizza isn't extremely large, it's maybe just a little bit larger than a personal pizza. Another amazing appetizer at this place is the wild shrimp scampi. Blistered tomato, garlic, butter, a little bit of lemon, and pretty large shrimp. The shrimp was large and cooked perfectly. It wasn't undercooked, it wasn't overcooked. The combination of the butter and lemon along with the herbs was amazing. I know I ordered a large amount of appetizers, but I wanted to try different things. And at this point, I didn't care if I had room for the entrees or not. I was enjoying myself too much. And another appetizer that I got that was amazing and incredible was this prosciutto bruschetta. This was probably my favorite of all the appetizers, even though they were all good. The menu says this has truffles, but the thing that I really loved about it was the grilled asparagus. It gave it a nice texture and an incredible fragrance. And it's been a while since I had such a good time with just the starters, the appetizers, the small plates as they call it here. I would say that the prices here are a little bit on the higher end. It's not going to be your average coffee shop price, and it's definitely not your value meal, but it's well worth the price. The quality of the food was really good, and I thought the price was fair because of the quality of the food. Whenever I visit a restaurant for the first time, one of my tendencies is to try everything. And I know I can't try everything, but I do go a little bit overboard. I can be a little bit excessive. But I wanted to try these things. This is something I do. I got a pasta, but the pasta selection was a little bit difficult because there were so many things I wanted to try. I was torn between getting their house specialty meat sauce bolognese or this strozza preti. The description in the menu is what made me choose this over the bolognese. Chicken, roasted mushroom, spinach, toasted pine nuts, and Parmesan cream. I had to try this dish. It sounded really good. And it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed the texture of the pasta and the flavor combination of all the ingredients. And I saw tenderloin on their menu. So this is the grilled beef tenderloin on the menu, coming in at a pandemic price of $40. Is it really worth it? Is it gonna be good as a steakhouse? As far as the appearance goes and the presentation, this looked fabulous. On my last video, I was at the charcoal room and I love juicy steaks. This is the ribeye, and also I was talking about how steakhouses specialize in what they do, and that compared to other restaurants who do steaks, a steakhouse quality is probably the best quality. There's nothing quite like a steakhouse quality filet mignon as far as tenderloin goes. Prices are up everywhere. And the Charcoal Room is a moderately priced steakhouse. Their filet is about $49. Other places can go up as high as $80 or more. The price of the tenderloin here at $40, it's a little bit lower, but how was the quality? When I was reading the reviews for this restaurant on Yelp.com for the beef tenderloin, one person rated this at 3.5 out of 5. Personally, I would give this a 4 out of 5. My steak was cooked perfectly. It was very tender. It was juicy. It was served with roasted vegetables and a crispy polenta. They give you 2 pieces which are about 7 ounces each. So together it makes up a pretty good sized steak at 14 ounces. The roasted vegetables were okay. Some of the mushrooms were dried and pretty hard to chew. The crispy polenta was a pleasing complement to the steak. I tried some of it with the steak as well. It went well with the steak. The polenta gives you that cornmeal taste. It's a little bit buttery, a little rich, slightly cheesy maybe, or just the richness of it. It was pretty good with the steak. I know I enjoyed the dish because when this came out, I lost track of everything else on the table. I was just absorbed in eating this tenderloin. I had a great experience here. North Italia is clearly above average. For dessert, I had to get my favorite dessert, tiramisu. This was topped with miniature chocolate malt balls. At least that's what it felt like to me. It reminded me of the Milk Duds in a smaller version. Do y'all remember the Milk Duds? I don't know if I've seen them in stores lately. I wonder if they still make those. But anyway, they added a nice crunchy texture to the tiramisu. And I love this dessert because it's creamy and rich and it has that coffee and espresso taste with the soft lady fingers and the creamy whipped mixture. And as you know, there's no way I could have shown you everything that this place has. There are so many other items on the menu, other desserts. North Italia restaurant really surprised me. I'm really glad I got a chance to try it. I highly recommend this place. If you're ever in the Northwest area, give it a try. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.